card file box. Emoji meaning. The card file box emoji represents organization, storage, and record keeping. It resembles a box used to hold index cards, documents, or important files commonly seen in offices, libraries, or archives. Common uses include referring to physical or digital file storage, for example, time to organize my documents, symbolizing data management or record keeping, for example, keeping track of all the details, talking about office work or administrative tasks, for example, another day, another pile of paperwork, or used metaphorically for storing memories or information, for example, all those childhood memories filed away in my brain. It is commonly used in work-related conversations, organization topics, and discussions about data or records. Card index. Emoji meaning. The card index emoji represents record-keeping, organization, and old-fashioned data storage. It depicts a small file or box containing index cards historically used in offices, libraries, and personal record systems before digital databases became widespread. Common uses include referring to organizing or managing information, for example, I need to sort through all these contacts, symbolizing traditional office work or administrative tasks, for example, back to paperwork and files. Talking about archives, records, or databases, for example, keeping all the details on file, or used metaphorically for storing memories or knowledge, for example, my brain feels like an overloaded file system. It is commonly used in workplace conversations, organization discussions, and nostalgic references to older office systems. Card index dividers. Emoji meaning. The card index dividers emoji represents organization, filing, and categorization. It shows a partially open file folder with a visible tab divider, symbolizing the act of sorting documents, records, or digital files. Common uses include referring to organizing or managing documents, for example, time to clean up my files. Talking about digital or physical storage systems, for example, all my work files are neatly sorted. Symbolizing categorization or structuring information, for example, let's break this project into sections, or metaphorically for organizing thoughts or ideas, for example, I need to sort my brain out. This emoji is commonly used in work, school, office, and productivity-related conversations. Carousel horse. Emoji meaning. The carousel horse emoji represents amusement parks, childhood nostalgia, fun, and whimsy. It depicts a decorated horse, similar to those found on a merry-go-round or carousel ride at fairs and theme parks. Common uses include talking about carnivals, fairs, or amusement parks, for example, let's go to the fair this weekend. Expressing nostalgia or childhood memories, for example, I miss the simple joys of being a kid. Symbolizing a whimsical, dreamy, or carefree mood, for example, life feels like a merry-go-round sometimes, or used metaphorically to describe repetition or cycles, for example, same routine, different day. This emoji is often used in lighthearted, nostalgic, or fun contexts. Carp streamer. Emoji meaning. The carp streamer emoji represents koinobori, traditional Japanese carp-shaped wind socks flown to celebrate Children's Day, Kodomo no Hai, on May 5th. These streamers symbolize strength, perseverance, and good fortune, as carp are known for swimming upstream against strong currents. Common uses include referring to Japanese culture and traditions, for example, excited for Children's Day celebrations, symbolizing strength, determination, and overcoming obstacles, for example, keep pushing forward, no matter the challenges. Talking about festivals, decorations, or outdoor celebrations, for example, the streets are full of beautiful carp streamers today, or representing children, growth, and family blessings, for example, wishing happiness and success to all kids. This emoji is commonly used in cultural, festive, and motivational contexts. Carpentry saw. Emoji meaning. The carpentry saw emoji represents woodworking, construction, and DIY projects. It features a hand saw with a serrated blade, commonly used for cutting wood. Common uses include referring to carpentry, woodworking, or home improvement projects, for example, building a new shelf this weekend, symbolizing hard work, craftsmanship, and manual labor, for example, respect for all the skilled tradespeople out there. Talking about DIY, do-it-yourself activities, for example, time to get creative with some new DIY projects, or metaphorically for cutting out unnecessary things, for example, trimming down my to-do list. This emoji is often used in construction, repair, creativity, and productivity-related conversations. Carrot, emoji meaning. The carrot emoji represents the vegetable itself, healthy eating, farming, and sometimes even humor or symbolism. It is often associated with rabbits, nutrition, and encouragement to eat healthily. Common uses include talking about vegetables, gardening, or farming, for example, planted some fresh carrots today, referring to healthy eating or diet-related discussions, for example, trying to eat more veggies, symbolizing rabbits or Bugs Bunny references, for example, what's up, doc, or used metaphorically for motivation, dangling a carrot as an incentive, for example, gotta have a reward to stay motivated. This emoji is commonly used in food, health, and playful contexts. Castle, emoji meaning. The castle emoji represents fortresses, medieval history, royalty, fairy tales, and fantasy themes. It is often used to symbolize castles in real life, historical sites, or imaginary kingdoms. Common uses include referring to real or fictional castles, for example, visiting an old castle this weekend, talking about fairy tales, magic, or fantasy settings, for example, living in a fairy tale dream, representing nobility, royalty, or grandeur, for example, feeling like a king/queen today, or used in a metaphorical sense for security, strength, or home. A man's home is his castle. This emoji is commonly used in travel, fantasy, storytelling, and historical discussions. Cat, emoji meaning. The cat emoji represents cats' pet love, playfulness, and feline-related themes. It shows a cute cat face, often used to express affection, curiosity, or a mischievous attitude. Common uses include talking about cats or pets, for example, just adopted a new kitten, expressing playfulness or curiosity, for example, what's going on here, symbolizing independence, mystery, or a mischievous mood, for example, feeling sneaky today, or used in cat-loving communities or memes, for example, cats are life. This emoji is commonly used in pet-related, fun, and lighthearted conversations. Cat face, emoji meaning. The cat face emoji represents cats' playfulness, cuteness, and feline-related themes. It's often used to express affection for cats, curiosity, or a mischievous attitude. Common uses include talking about cats or pets, for example, I love my kitty, expressing curiosity or playfulness, for example, what's going on here, symbolizing independence, mystery, or a mischievous mood, for example, feeling sneaky today, or used in fun, lighthearted, or cat-related conversations, for example, cats make everything better. This emoji is commonly used in pet discussions, memes, and playful chats.
Shake us.